2 days after a parcel was stolen from their porch, a family found a message on their doorstep. In November 2017, Sean Kojima from Riverton, Utah, was gearing up for the festive period to come, and like many people, he chose to buy some of his Christmas gifts online. However, one particular home delivery only made it as far as Kojima's doorstep before it was stolen by an opportunist thief. It was lucky for Kojima then that he realized that there was a way to identify the culprit, and after that discovery, the father of two was advised to take matters into his own hands. It's perhaps fair to say, though, that he never anticipated what would eventually happen. The parcel that had been brazenly taken from Kojima's porch, moreover, had presents for his 2 young daughters and former mother-in-law inside. The Utah man had likely tried to save precious time by using the internet to purchase those gifts. After doing so, though, he fell victim to one of the potential pitfalls of online shopping. At first, however, Kojima probably didn't realize that anything was up with his delivery. He received a message telling him that his presents had made it safely to his home after all. Upon further investigation, though, the expected package wasn't where it should have been. So he watched the film from his security cameras for any clues as to its location. And what he ended up seeing may very well have dismayed him. The footage from one of Kojima's cameras shows a man wearing a white shirt and a backwards baseball cap. He's captured walking up to the door, ringing the doorbell, and folding his arms to wait. Then the man seems to spot something on the floor, a brown box that, according to Kojima, contained his gifts. The stranger continues to look down at the floor for a couple seconds, perhaps working out his next move. He can then be seen looking upwards as if to check whether there are indeed any cameras watching his movements. Little did he know, however, that there was one recording him next to the doorbell. After viewing the video, Kojima then turned to the Unified Police Department of Greater Salt Lake for help. An officer from the department, however, redirected him to social media, ostensibly to enable as many people as possible to see the thief. So Kojima followed this advice, uploading a series of screen caps of the man responsible to his Instagram page. These images were also posted to Facebook. And initially, Kojima assumed that the posts wouldn't have a great reach. Speaking to website Babel, he even admitted, "I was honestly thinking that only a few of my friends would repost the pics I posted on social media. But as it happened," he continued, "they caught on like wildfire." Indeed, on Facebook, the snaps of the man in the white shirt and cap were shared 440 times. One commenter even came up with a rather creative suggestion to prank any future thieves, writing, "I want to sell exploding poop packages just to leave on your doorstep. When opened, they fill the room with poop, pepper spray, and green dye." Meanwhile, other Facebook users speculated that the man concerned had problems with drug addiction or had done a stint behind bars. Yet more people commented on the photos with specific information about an individual they assumed to be the robber. The huge number of shares and messages weren't the most surprising part of this whole tale, though. That came 2 days on from the original incident, when a package arrived at Kojima's door. The very same box that had been stolen. And that wasn't all. A bonus gift of a little soft toy was given to the dad too, along with a handwritten note. The letter was written in red ink and spoke of the thief's regret. In it, he claimed that he only approached the house in the first place in order to ask if Kojima's vinyl fence was for sale. He also referred to his impulse to take the package as a scumbag move and vowed that it will never happen again. The writer then ended his message on a contrite note, saying, "Once again, I'm truly sorry for my inconvenience and selfish ways. If you ever need anything, I'll be at your service." It seemed that despite his original callous behavior, the thief was at least attempting to make amends for his actions. And one member of Kojima's household was particularly happy that the robber had finally seen the error of his ways. As the dad told Babel, his 4-year-old daughter Cece just kept cheering that we won. He added, "She wanted me to hang the letter on my fridge where I hang her and her sister's art." Kojima himself, meanwhile, hopes that the thief has learned his lesson. And while the Utah native conceded that he didn't know the man's story or his situation well enough to properly judge him, he nevertheless holds strong to his belief that you should never steal from someone else, regardless of your circumstances. That's a credo that the police hold by too, so it's perhaps no surprise that local law enforcement decided to track the individual concerned down and apprehend him. Kojima would reveal the news on Facebook, and he would return to the social media site 5 days after his original post to comment further on his experience. In particular, Kojima marveled at the fact that the story had gone viral and that the video has been on news stations across the US. And the comments and reactions to that post came not only from people in other parts of the US, but also those located as far away as Germany, India, and Scotland, showing how the dad of two's tale had resonated far and wide. It's unknown, though, why the repentant thief chose to give the presents back. Perhaps it was simply out of remorse. Maybe, however, he felt that he'd been backed into a corner after Kojima's social media posts identified him. As for the gift of the toy, well, Kojima suspected that the individual responsible may have peeked inside the package. That way, he would have seen that items for children were contained within. Hopefully, in any case, the man has set a precedent for anyone else thinking of a copycat crime and inspired them to think twice before committing such an offense. And according to Unified Police Department Detective Ken Hansen, the very least thieves can do to try to make up for their mistakes is to follow the letter writer's lead and apologize. Such unscrupulous individuals should also give back any packages they've previously pilfered, Hansen told Salt Lake City Station KSL. Fingers crossed then that many other people go on to experience happy endings just like Kojima did. Please share this video with your friends below.